So, what's a smooth way to start the conversation at the very beginning of the call? Would it be fine to start with a short elevator pitch and then dive into questions? Yeah, so Tony, I assume you're talking about networking calls. Um,
Yes.
so, yeah, I think typically what we recommend doing is having just breaking the ice a little bit when you first get on the call, right? Like just like any other conversation you have with strangers or when you're meeting up with a friend, you're probably not going to just dive right into whatever it is that you came for. You want to kind of uh, break the ice, build rapport a little bit. Like if there's something that you guys have in common, you might talk about that, right?
Mhm.
Maybe it's an alumni from your school, and so you talk about something like some shared experience or interest, right? Maybe your school's football team just had a big game this weekend, and you talk about that, like whatever it might be. It doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
Small talk doesn't have to be long. Just keep it to a minimum, but just break the ice, right? And then after that, like it kind of depends on networking. The analogy I use is it's kind of like a dance, like you're dancing salsa with a partner, right? Now, when you're salsa dancing, like someone has to take the lead, right? Sometimes that
Mhm.
might be the banker, and sometimes if the banker doesn't take the lead, you might have to take the lead, right? But you have to kind of feel it out and see what type of dance partner this banker is, because he might just start asking you questions, from the get-go, in which case it's almost easier because then you just have to answer the questions that he's asking you, right?
Mhm.
Typically, what you're asking, like this really only comes into play if the banker is kind of passive about it and he's not saying anything or he's not asking you questions. He's just waiting for you to, kind of be in the driver's seat. And so in that case, yeah, then I would do kind of what you said here, which is after you break the ice a little bit, um, you can first ask permission, right? You can say, "Hey, is it okay if I just kind of like introduce myself real quick and kind of give you a high overview of my background, and then we'd love to obviously spend most of the time learning about you as well, and have some questions I would like to ask you." And so
Mhm.
I think asking for permission is always a good thing. It shows respect, and also kind of you're asking for permission, but you're not really asking because they're gonna say sure, no problem, or they're gonna say yes, and so you're kind of setting the agenda by doing that, right? And
Mhm.
then from there, you just give your elevator pitch. Keep it to 30 seconds or less, probably. Especially for networking conversations, it's not really like an interview. It's a bit more casual, right? So you don't want to make it all like super long and stuffy or whatever. Just like you wouldn't do that with a friend, right? And then once you're done giving your quick elevator pitch and say, and so that's a little bit about me. Uh, Now, if it's okay, like, I would love to know a bit more about you too to start, right? And then, so now you're asking them to give not their elevator pitch because they're not trying to pitch anything, but like they're going to reciprocate and give a high level overview of their background, their experience. And then that leads into the 5-part ideas framework that we teach you guys. That easily segues into that first part, which is the intro, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Hey there, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're looking for more customized advice that's tailored for your specific situation, then I invite you to book a free strategy session with our team at the link below. We'll talk to you soon.